What's going on, everybody? Eyecee here, and welcome to another NBA video. This one is for November 12th's 8-game slate. Before I get right into it, a quick recap into my night last night. Overall, not as bad as a night as it would have been. I had Brandon Ingram in my lineups, and I totally missed the news while I was out shoveling. I didn't think anybody was at risk of missing out, so I did it. And when I came back, he was out, so that sucked. But luckily I lucked out. There was a glitch on the site, so they're going to be refunding or crediting everybody that had a 7 or 8 o'clock entry with Brandon Ingram, which is cool. So it would have been a really bad night otherwise. GPP wise, I cashed in both of my GPPs, profited. Some of my lineups in the early side did decent, and then my late night, a lot of them did good because I had a lot of Rondé Hollis-Jefferson, but nothing to be too excited about, just a little bit of profits. But yeah, you guys aren't here for that. You guys are here for the take, and as always, if you guys are new here, please hit that like and subscribe button because everything I do here is free. And if you like anything I said, please do that because it's the only thing that could help me grow. So please hit that like and please hit that subscribe. I'm going to try and make this a quick video, so I'm not going to be talking about anybody that's not highlighted. If you guys want access to the spreadsheet, because I have notes for almost everybody, the main guys at least. If you want access to the spreadsheet, just send me your email at Eyecee DFS on Twitter and I will give you access. It's free, so yeah, you'll have my notes for these guys. Nothing too crazy, just some decent notes. So with that said, first game of the night, OKC versus the Indiana Pacers. Terrence Ferguson is now out for the OKC Thunder, so Hamidou Diallo is the guy I really like at 4,100. Should be seeing around 30 minutes. Decent usage when he's on the court, and he was really filling in for Terrence Ferguson because he was getting into foul trouble. But Hamidou is just a more dynamic offensive player than Ferguson. He should slide into the starting role real well, in my opinion. And in this matchup, he should have a decent time. So he's someone I really like. Aside from Hamidou Diallo, Danilo Gallinari is the guy I really like on OKC. He has a safe floor with decent upside. He could go out there and get you 50 DraftKings points. This is a pace-down matchup against the Pacers, who have a defensive identity like OKC. But Danilo Gallinari's price is just great, and he's going to be going up against some second-string players, so like the backups due to injury on the Pacers. So he should have a decent defensive matchup as well as an easy time on the offensive front. Dennis Schroeder, I also like. He's been playing fantastic off the bench, playing his role to a T. The upside is definitely there with Dennis Schroeder. It's just the floor is a little flaky, in my opinion. He's been pretty consistent so far this season, but I know from past history that he could go out there and just get you like a 15 DraftKings points night. But so far he's had some 43 45 DraftKings points night and definitely been playing really well, so he's an OKC Thunder guy I like. And then Steven Adams at 5,100. I am going back to Aquaman. He hasn't had one of those crazy games yet, but he can go out there and get you 35 40 DraftKings points any one of these nights. His usage is lower than years past. However, he still has a significant role on this team. He is an elite rebounder, and with Miles Turner's missing, he should have some more opportunity on the boards. Indiana Pacers. My favorite Indiana Pacers is Domantas Sabonis. There are a lot of injuries still, a lot of people missing. His usage is still going up. He's getting better with every game, and he's one of my favorite Pacers who I don't usually play. This is a revenge game type of narrative. However, Sabonis is just a completely different player than he was when he was on OKC, and honestly, I don't think he should be mad because he's just gotten a lot better, a lot more minutes, a lot more usage, fame ever since he went to the Pacers. On the Thunder, he was just an obscure role player, so he shouldn't really have resentments towards the Thunder. However, he's in a great spot here. He should go out there and smash at 8,400. He has real high upside. He can go out there and get you 50, 60 DraftKings points, no problemo. So definitely someone I like. Malcolm Brogdon's the other guy. A double-double threat every night with the assists, but also a triple-double threat on some nights with the rebounding. OKC Thunder are a really good rebounding team, so I don't really think Malcolm Brogdon has a triple-double upside here today. However, he's flashed it, and the past 2 games he hasn't been shooting well, and he's a very efficient shooter, so I don't expect that to hold. 7,600, his price is down. Usage is fantastic, the highest on the team. Minutes are great as well, so definitely someone I'm going to be targeting tonight. And I'm on the fence with TJ McConnell. His minutes really haven't increased with the people missing for the Pacers, but his usage and upside, or his usage has increased, and his upside is there. We know, if you guys just look at his last 2 game logs, we know the upside is there. It's just a risky play. 4,400 is a little steep, and there's other guys I would get to over him, so I'm on the fence. Next game, Pacers versus 76ers, and Tristan Thompson is the Cavaliers versus 76ers, and Tristan Thompson is the Cavalier that I like most. He's a very competitive guy to start, and he's been the most consistent player on the Cavaliers. Well, I mean, Jordan Clarkson could give him a run, but Tristan Thompson's been amazing, nothing short. At a 6,700 price point, he's still hitting 6x value, playing the most minutes on the team. And this is a tough matchup against Embiid, but Al Horford not being there makes me like this a little bit more. Tristan Thompson is a little bit more mobile than most centers, so definitely in a good matchup spot here. He's been nothing short of fantastic. And then Larry Nance is the other guy who's been playing decently. He's yet to have a really good game, but it's bound to happen one of these days. I don't mind him at all, especially if Tristan Thompson gets into foul trouble. He's a risky play for me, but a sneaky play at that. If Tristan Thompson gets into foul trouble, they're going to need Larry Nance. He's one of the few guys on this team that has real size and strength to match up with some of these 76ers guys. So those two guys are the guys I really like. And C.D. Osman, I'm on the fence because I know this is a type of matchup where everyone's not really going to play this guy, that he's going to go off. He has tremendous upside going back to last year. We know what he's about. It's just so far to start the season, his usage has been really low. He hasn't really been playing that well. But it hasn't been all that bad. I mean, it seems that bad. But at 4,400, what he's been getting is not that bad. And he could go out there and have a 30 DraftKings points night. And at 4,400, you would not be mad. On the 76ers side, Ben Simmons questionable, Al Horford is out. That opens up a lot of usage for a lot of guys. There's a lot of people I like on the 76ers, but Tobias Harris is the safest in my opinion. He's been playing the most minutes. He's not going to go out there and get you 60 DraftKings points. Rarely it'll happen. He has that upside, but it's rare, especially with all the stars he's with right now. But he has decent usage. He's a good rebounder. He's a good pass maker or playmaker at times. He's a good defender. He just does what the team needs. He's consistent. You can get a 5-6x game out of him on a consistent basis, which is why I really like him. Aside from that, Josh Richardson's price has gone up now, but he's still somewhat in play to me, especially given the situation here. I don't mind playing Josh Richardson as all. His price has gone up though, while his teammates has dropped. And Ben Simmons coming back, I don't like Josh Richardson at all. But if Ben Simmons is out, then I like Josh Richardson. But if Ben Simmons is in, Ben Simmons is one of my favorite plays on the 76ers. Maybe on the whole slate in general. 7,400 is a fantastic price for him. Honestly, it's very cheap, especially against the Cavaliers. Who's really going to stop Ben Simmons? So Ben Simmons is going to be one of my top plays, and then Joel Embiid obviously is going to be one of the top center plays today. 9,400 does seem a little cheap for him, especially if he's going to be seeing around 28 to 32 minutes. But there's a couple other center guys I like a little bit more, so I'm not going to be getting to Embiid all that much. And then Kyle O'Quinn, Trey Burke, I'm on the fence with. Kyle O'Quinn less so than Trey Burke, because Kyle O'Quinn is going to be maybe filling in some minutes for Al Horford. He's a real point per minute monster when given the opportunity. It's a great matchup for him. This is just a perfect matchup for Kyle O'Quinn to just go out there and ball. He's a big guy that's athletic. He can get down the court and he can make some really good plays in a short amount of time. So I'm on the fence with him. And Trey Burke, if Ben Simmons is out, definitely I like Trey Burke at 3,800. Fantastic price. I love Trey Burke. Next game we have Detroit versus Miami. Not one of my more favorite games in general. This should be a pretty paced down game, but on the Detroit side, Andre Drummond 8,900. He's no longer 10K, but I'm not really interested in him all that much unless Blake Griffin is out. It's a back-to-back. Blake Griffin just came back after an injury, so there's a good chance he sits. So keep an eye on the news. If he's out, Drummond just jumps up a lot on my chart. He's going to be a top guy I'll be considering. But if Blake is in, I'm not really that interested. And then a lot of these other guys on the Pistons are still a little bit inflated in my opinion. Langston Galloway at 4K is one of the more consistent value plays you're going to find today. Miami is really good against guards, so it's a little bit risky. But Langston Galloway has played really well the last few games, and he's really proven to me that he belongs in this league. I had my doubts, but he's a decent shooter. He can bring the ball up the court. He's not scared of his defensive assignment. He's going to try and do what the team needs. So definitely a good role player and a good value play today. Bruce Brown is questionable, so keep an eye on the news for that. But at 4,700, I wouldn't be that interested. And honestly, if Bruce Brown were to play, then I would get away from Langston Galloway as well. Luke Kennard is the guy I'm on the fence with here. 6K is a little bit of a steep price still, in my opinion. He does have a lot of upside. He's shooting 44% from 3. He's a very efficient shooter. He's been getting a lot of volume as well. The usage is fantastic. It's just the price is a little bit scary for me, knowing that he's going up against Miami, who's a tough matchup for guards so far this season. It's a pace down match or spot as well, so some might be a little bit limited opportunity compared to previous games. And of course, if Blake Griffin's back, then I definitely don't like Luke Kennard. But if Blake's out, I'll consider him a little bit more than I am now. On the Miami Heat side, my favorite play, believe it or not, is Kendrick Nunn. If Tyler Hero remains out, if Tyler Hero's in, then maybe not as much. But if Tyler Hero's out, then Nunn should get his regular 30 minutes that he was seeing before. Dragic's really been playing a little bit more minutes than Nunn, around 6 or 7 the last 2 games. Dragic is also priced 900 more. I really like Kendrick Nunn. I think this is a perfect opportunity for him to get back to what he was doing early on in the season. He hasn't played as well recently, so the ownership should be lower than it should be. And honestly, if Hero is out, then the minutes are going to be secured, and the usage is going to be secured as well. So as long as he stays clear of foul trouble, he should be good. Bam is the other guy I like. He's Mr. Consistent for the Heat. He's been one of the top performers for this team on half of the games they played so far. 6,800 is a great price for him. The only issue I have is he's only a center now. He's no longer power forward eligible. I really like sticking him in that power forward spot, but him being a center at 6,800, there's a couple of other centers today I really like, but Bam definitely at 6,800 is a reasonable price play. Drummond is a tough matchup for him, but nothing I don't think Bam can really handle. He can still go out there and be productive and get his points, get his usage or value, and definitely someone I'll be considering. Sorry, some stuff going on. I'm getting distracted. But the other guy, honorable mention, is Duncan Robinson. He's a sneaky GPP play only. He has 30 DraftKings points upside, and Winslow's still out. He's probably going to be starting, and it's just a matter of this kid getting a consistent run. He can make shots. He's all over the place when he's playing, so definitely someone to consider. Next game, and my favorite game to target, is the Knicks versus the Bulls. RJ Barrett, 5,900. Great price, but he's been terrible the last 2 games. His ownership's going to be a little bit lower than it should be, and it's a great spot to rebound against the Bulls, who pretty much terrible. They're trying to play defense, but they're still terrible. This should be a good spot for RJ Barrett to bounce back, and he's my top guy here. And then Bobby Portis. This is a revenge game. Bobby Portis always goes out and tries to just destroy the Bulls. He's played them 3 times so far, ever since he left, and this is going to be the 4th. And Mitchell Robinson's still out. His minutes should be good so long as he doesn't get the foul trouble. I don't mind Bobby Portis at all, 5,500. He has real decent upside. I mean, he's gotten like 50 DraftKings points in one of those games against the Bulls. Granted, he had a lot more usage in his back then, but in this Knicks team, Bobby Portis definitely tonight could be the guy. And the other 2 guys, Marcus Morris and Julius Randle, both these guys have to start playing better. Marcus Morris has been playing really good. It's not a matter of him playing better. It's a matter of him continuing to play as good as he's been playing. 6,300 is a steep price for me, but the matchup is just too good to overlook. He was terrible against the Cavaliers, but I mean, I wouldn't really want to play against the Cavaliers either. Like, they got wrecked by the Cavaliers, but I could see what happened there. They probably didn't treat them seriously enough, and they got owned. But this is a good rebound spot for Morris. The price is a little tough, but the upside is there. And Julius Randle, he has significant upside, but he's been quiet the last few games. He's due for a bounce back game, in my opinion, and the price is really fair on him. Still seeing a lot of minutes, a lot of usage, so I don't mind. He should be in a good spot here, especially if Wendell Carter is missing. On the Bulls side, Zach LaVine is my top guy. I love the price. Knicks have given it up to every single point guard they've gone against, so Zach LaVine at 7,100 is a great play in my opinion. The other guy I like is Kobe White. He should finally have a good chance to go off. The last few games he's been really inefficient, like super inefficient. He takes a high volume of shots. It's a very risky play still, but it's a GPP play for me. 4,100 for Kobe White. He go out there and get you 40 DraftKings points. Honestly, it's just a matter of his shots falling. He should be in a good match spot here. His pace up spot with lack of defense, so I don't mind at all. Lauri Markkanen and Thomas Satoransky are the other guys I'll be considering here. Lauri Markkanen, in my opinion, is a very relevant play. But just because of the opponents here, it's a great opportunity. The ownership should be lower on him, and 6,400 is a great price in my opinion. He's due for a big game in my opinion, so this could be it. I love the matchup here. I love everything about it, the price. So he's someone I like. And if Wendell Carter is out, then he's definitely someone I'm going to. Satoransky, on the other hand, Otto Porter is still out, so he should be seeing a little bit more usage as a small forward. But Thaddeus Young is still coming off the bench and taking like 20 plus minutes in that spot. So Satoransky is a hit or miss type of guy. I'm not too interested with Satoransky, especially based on his price. But we know he has real upside. He just flashed it 2 games ago. He could go out there and have a terrific game as well against the Knicks. He is a point guard at the end of the day, and guards do really well against the Knicks. Chandler Hutchison's the only other guy I'm going to talk about because he got the start last game in Otto Porter's place. He had a decent game, and if Otto Porter is out, I don't mind him at all. He has a safer floor than most other value plays at his price, so definitely someone to look at and consider. Next game, Brooklyn versus Utah, and Utah is on its back-to-back. Honestly, I love Kyrie Irving with Caris LeVert out. He should see a little bit more of an offensive load more than he already does. He's seeing a crazy amount of usage as it is, but it's nothing Kyrie Irving can handle. He should be in a fantastic spot here to smash, even though Utah does play decent defense and at a slower pace. It's Kyrie Irving. I don't get too much of Kyrie though, honestly. He is someone I'll be considering, but there's other point guards that I like at the price. But he's in a great spot here with Caris LeVert out. The other guy that's in a good spot is Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince should be seeing a good amount of usage bump with Caris LeVert out. And sorry, I don't have the prices here. Whatever. He's a good price. I think he's, what is he, like 5,600? Yeah, he's 5,200. So 5,200 is a great price for him. And let's just fill it in here real quick. 5,200, 27 points per game. So he's getting 5.2x value, which is great. But with Caris LeVert, his usage should see a significant bump. He should have a more offensive load as well, and he's a very productive, efficient player. So I really like him. Spencer Dinwiddie is the other guy I'll be considering. He's going to be getting minutes no matter what. I don't know why I wrote that there. He is a great play. That's all I should say. He always gets minutes off the bench. Sorry about that. So Spencer Dinwiddie is coming off the bench on most nights. Joe Harris is the guy that starts, but Spencer Dinwiddie sees a good amount of usage for coming off the bench. He's a very productive player. He was probably their best player at times last year. And even going back to the season before that, he's just a guy that provides a real good spark off the bench. And he's had some decent games the last few games. He has great usage, great minutes, and he has terrific upside. 5,500 is a great price. And I'm on the fence with DeAndre Jordan. He's a risky play. The upside is there with him, but he is a risky play. He's higher priced than Jared Allen. But he's a great GPP play if he starts. The minutes scare me. I'm hoping he gets 25 plus minutes, but that's the only thing that scares me, the minutes. If he doesn't get the minutes, then it's going to be tough for him to be productive. But he's a very good point per minute type of player. Even though he's going up against Rudy Gobert, he should be in a good spot to hit value. I'm on the fence though. Don't know if he starts. On the Utah Jazz, Mike Conley is my top guy here. He's very cheap, getting great minutes, playing well now last couple of games. Usage is going up, and he's in a terrific matchup here against Kyrie Irving and the Nets, especially without LeVert. Mike Conley is my top guy, and then Rudy Gobert would be the other guy. 7,500, Rudy Gobert. He's coming off of a great game last night. The mantra is centers against Nets, especially if Jared Allen gets to start. But Nets have just been terrible against centers for a while now, and Rudy Gobert is one of the elite centers in the league. 7,500 is a great price, but there's a lot of cheap price centers, so I don't know how much Rudy Gobert I get to, especially if DeAndre Jordan's the one starting. But the price is great on Rudy. And then Donovan Mitchell, consistent performer for the Jazz. He has the highest usage on the team. He's safe most nights. Like most nights, he's not gonna burn you. He's gonna get around 5.5x value, which is not bad. You'll live with that. But the upside is kind of limited at times. He does have upside, but with all these other guys with their usage and all that, the upside is gonna be rare for him now this season. Bojan Bogdanovic, the other guy, fantastic player. He had a poor shooting night last night, which he's prone to. That's the risk with him. But he gets peripherals, and the matchup is there here. He's priced up a little bit, but the opportunity against the Nets team is going to be too enticing to turn down for me. So he's going to be in play. And then Emmanuel Mudiay is a very good cheap value play, in my opinion. His minutes are fantastic. The usage is fantastic. He's a very underrated guy. He's risky, of course, because he's not going to go out there and get you 30 DraftKings points on most nights. But if anything happens to Conley or anything, his usage will see a little bit of a slight bump, and that's all he needs to smash value. At 3,100, he's been consistently getting around 6x value. He's a guy that won't kill you. He's a guy that might let you stay in the green. He's definitely not a guy that's going to win you with GPP right now. He's more of a cash play for me, in all honesty. But even then, it's a little risky. It's more just to stay in the green and to cash, and just to pay up for some other guys that I like more. So Emmanuel Mudiay is a guy I'll be considering quite often as a value play today. 3,100 is a great price for him, and he's been consistent. Next game, we got Atlanta versus Denver, and honestly, this is a really bad matchup for Atlanta. Denver's a very tough team defensively, and they slow everything down. DeAndre Hunter and Kevin Huerter are the only two guys I'm really looking at, and only if Cam Reddish remains out. Cam Reddish plays around 24 minutes. That should be a good bump to some of these guys, even though they already play a good amount of minutes. Huerter's up to 30 plus minutes now. He still hasn't had a great shooting night. He's definitely someone that could smash value at 4,700. And DeAndre Hunter's minutes are fantastic. 4,200. I like the price. And if the Nuggets are weak against anybody, it is the forward spot, which is why Jabari Parker is on the fence for me. The price is just a little steep for me, 7,300. His usage has gone up tremendously, but it's just the matchup is tough. He's going to be matched with Millsap and Jeremy Grant, who's also a tough defender. So I don't know how productive Jabari Parker is, especially at this price. It's a bit risky for me, so I'm on the fence. Alright. So, Nikola Jokic is one of my two favorite plays on the slate. 8,300 is too damn cheap for Nikola Jokic. And yeah, he's burned people the last few days. Whoever the hell played him in the early slate the other night got burned. But Jokic is too cheap, man. And going up against the Hawks, who's really going to stop Jokic? Alex Len? He's questionable. If he's out, who? Bruno Fernando? Like Damian Jones? Give me a break. Jokic's going to be in a fantastic spot to go off, and in the last two games, he's taking more shots than the previous few games, so he's shooting more now. It's just a matter of them going in. He's still producing peripherals, assists, rebounds, steals, blocks, all that crap, so Jokic's my top play. Like, I don't even need to think about it. He's my top pick on the slate. If he burns me, he burns me. I don't care. He's too cheap. Jokic shouldn't be 8,300. That's disrespectful. He's an MVP candidate last year. Shit. Alright, the other guys I like here is Will Barton and Jamal Murray. Will Barton is in super hot form, man. 4 games in a row, he's popped off, smashed value. Ever since he came back from that little bit of an injury layoff, he's back. He's been really hot. And against the Hawks, he's a guard, and guards do really well against the Hawks. So, fantastic spot for Will Barton. And Jamal Murray is also a guard. The mantra is go guards against Hawks. So, both of these guys should be in a fantastic matchup spot here. Will Barton's a guy I like based on his form, but Jamal Murray's a ball hog, and he could also go off against Trae Young. So definitely those two guys I'm considering, but Jokic's the top guy for me. I'm on the fence with Paul Millsap and Jeremy Grant. I don't really know where to go with these guys. Paul Millsap usually hasn't been used all that much in pace-up matchups, and Atlanta Hawks play at a really fast pace. However, they don't really have a decent guy to really play Paul Millsap off the court. Jabari Parker is going to try, and he's capable, but Paul Millsap's also reasonably capable of keeping up with him. He is 34 at the end of the day, and they do want to reduce some of his minutes in these meaningless games. The Nuggets should be in a prime spot here to take this one, so I really think Jeremy Grant sees a little bit of a usage bump just based on the fact that it's a pace-up matchup in general. I like Jeremy Grant's 3,900 price point, and he's still getting 22 minutes per game, so on average. So with Paul Millsap out, that should be around 28, which is a great play in my opinion. Next game, Lakers versus Phoenix. Phoenix has been one of the surprises so far this season. The Lakers just got destroyed by the Raptors. But with all that said, Anthony Davis is questionable. If Anthony Davis for some reason does not play, I like LeBron James. But if Anthony Davis plays, I like AD a lot more. Anthony Davis at 10K in this matchup here against the Suns should be fantastic in my opinion. He's due for a really big game. LeBron's been taking a lot of the spotlight. So, yeah, AD has been dealing with the shoulder issue. So, that's a risk. If that has been playing a part in him not being as productive in the last few games, then I'm a little scared. However, I don't want to think like that. I like AD at 10K. But if AD misses, then Kyle Kuzma is the guy I'll be looking at. He's seeing 25% usage when he's on the court. Even in limited minutes, his minutes are he no longer is on a minutes cap. So, if AD is out, he should see a significant bump to his minutes, and he's a guy that's going to go out there and shoot. Try to be very productive. So definitely in play at 4,600. It's really cheap if he's going to be playing, getting the start. So, and if AD is out, of course, Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee would get a little bit of a bump for me, but not really too excited about those guys. And then Avery Bradley, Danny Green, KCP. I like those guys in those order. Avery Bradley's been a little bit more consistent. Danny Green less so, and KCP's just been terrible at times. They all have tremendous upside, so, and they're priced very fairly in my opinion, so definitely in consideration. But that's about it. On the Phoenix Suns side, I don't really think I'm that excited about any Suns from the looks of it. Kelly Oubre would be the guy that I'd be most excited about. He's just priced reasonably well now. He has come down to earth the last few games. He's had a really hot start this season. We know his upside. He has really high upside, and his floor is decent too. So definitely don't mind Kelly Oubre. And then guards have been doing well against the Lakers. Devin Booker and Ricky Rubio should both be in play here, but Devin Booker is yet to have one of those crazy games. Maybe this is it. All eyes are going to be on the Suns versus Lakers in my opinion. And Devin Booker has yet to have a ceiling game. He's due. So I'm playing Devin Booker. Not as much because there's other guys I like, but definitely in consideration. I really think Devin Booker could go out there and get 55, 60 DraftKings points. He's due for a good game. So he's in consideration. And then Ricky Rubio's price is a little too high for me. I'm not interested. Darius Saric, a 3-and-D guy. His floor is too low. He has risky upside. Aaron Baines has been a force. Even though he got into foul trouble the last game and he only played 19 minutes, 18 minutes, he still dropped around 31 DraftKings points. He's a real great three-point shooter. He's been one of the most efficient in the league, and he's an early season most improved player candidate. So he's the other guy I'm looking at, but not really too excited about anybody else on the Phoenix Suns. And then the last game, probably the most craziest one of the night, it's going to be Portland versus Sacramento. Portland's still missing Zach Collins, and Rodney Hood's questionable. With that said, Whiteside would probably be the guy I like the most. He's questionable right now, but if he ends up playing, Whiteside's minutes have gone up. His price has also gone up. He's a decent play against the Kings, for sure. I don't really know what Richaun Holmes can really do to stop Whiteside. He's just a force. He's dominant, and this is a contract year for Whiteside, so he's just going to go out there and try his hardest every single night. With that said, there are other guys I like. I could pay up for Rudy Gobert and Jokic. I like them a little bit more, and for just a little bit more money, definitely. And then the other guy I like on the Trailblazers is Damian Lillard. Not as much, but he is one of the better point guard plays on the night. His matchup is going to be easier, and he's been really consistent. Great stars and scrub guy for me, in my opinion, Damian Lillard. Not really interested with CJ McCollum. He's been very inconsistent, but he's the other guy I'd really play. I'd rank him third behind Whiteside and Lillard. And then if Rodney Hood is out, then Kent Bazemore over Hazonia for me. And I'm on the fence with the Fernie Simons. His price is a little too high in my opinion. He's the future for the Trailblazers, a very confident shooter, 20 years old. I love his persona on the court. He's a high volume shooter, takes tough shots, makes them, but 5K is a little too steep. Alright, the Kings. Corey Joseph is the top value play of this slate. De'Aaron Fox is injured. He's out for a couple of weeks. Corey Joseph is an NBA champion, an ex-Spurs player, 28 years old in his prime. This is just the opportunity he was waiting for. He's going to be the top value chalk value tonight, and for good reason. I don't mind playing Corey Joseph at all. Probably one of the guys I play the most, to be honest. But aside from that, Bogdanovic should be seeing significant usage bump here with Fox out. Bogdan has a good assist rate. He's one of the top assisters on the team, and with Fox out, he's going to be handling the ball a lot more as well. So definitely in play for me. Richaun Holmes, the other guy I like. Great opportunity for Richaun Holmes. The price is a little low in my opinion, 5,400. I know it seems high because we're used to him being on the Suns, but he's been playing really well for the Kings, and he's going to see an opportunity offensively with Fox out to do a little bit more. And of course, Buddy Hield and Harrison Barnes, both of these guys should see a usage bump with Fox out. They're the main guys with Fox out, 1A, 1B. Buddy Hield would be the guy, I would assume, because it is his team at the end of the day. Harrison Barnes was the new addition, but Harrison Barnes has tremendous upside. We know what Harrison Barnes can do. 50, 60 DraftKings points is not outside the realm of possibility. Usage bump is for sure going to happen with Harrison Barnes. So those are the guys I like. I'm on the fence with Yogi Ferrell because he is the guy that's been on the Kings for a long time and someone that's filled in backup point guard role quite often in the past. He hasn't been playing recently, but he should definitely be seeing a minutes bump. And he's someone that's very productive and could go out there and smash it. So definitely in play as well. Contrarian play, if you don't like Corey Joseph and you want to take the risk with Yogi Ferrell, you could definitely do that. It's a very risky play, but it could pay off for you as well. So definitely don't mind that. So that's the video today, guys. If you guys liked anything I have to say, please hit that like, subscribe. Let me know who your favorite plays are on the slate, and let me know if you like this format better. Take care for now. Good luck today. Bye bye.